In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on December 1st, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. San Antonio Spurs vs. Sacramento Kings. In Sunday night NBA action, 2 teams from the Western Conference will face off as the San Antonio Spurs visit the Sacramento Kings. The Spurs had their 4-game winning streak snapped in their last outing when they were defeated at home by the Los Angeles Lakers, 119-101, as 2-point underdogs on Wednesday. The Kings, meanwhile, suffered a loss in their NBA Cup matchup against Portland on Friday, falling 115-109 despite being 7.5-point favorites. The Spurs continue to be without Jeremy Sochan due to injury, while the Kings have listed Kevin Huerter as doubtful for this contest. Just 3 weeks ago, these 2 teams met in San Antonio, where the Spurs came out on top with a dominant 116-96 victory. In that game, the Spurs set a high mark by hitting 22 three-pointers, even though they committed 18 turnovers. San Antonio star rookie Victor Wembanyama had a phenomenal performance, knocking down 6 threes, scoring 34 points, and grabbing 14 rebounds. Sacramento's Domantas Sabonis also put in a strong effort with 23 points and 12 rebounds. Given the current form of both teams, a similar game scenario could unfold. Aside from Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox, and DeMar DeRozan, the Kings have been struggling to generate consistent offense. In contrast, the Spurs have been more well-rounded recently, with contributions from several players, especially their star rookie Wembanyama. San Antonio has been executing a more balanced approach over the past couple of weeks, and it has paid off. The Spurs have gone 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games and 3-0 against the spread in their last 3 matchups against Sacramento. I had thought the Kings had turned a corner following a road victory over Minnesota, but that proved to be short-lived. They played poorly against the Trail Blazers, and in their last 6 games, the Kings have struggled from beyond the arc, shooting just 32.7%. For that reason, I have a hard time trusting them in this matchup, especially considering their 20-point loss to the Spurs in San Antonio just a few weeks ago. In that game, the Spurs held Sacramento to just 42.9% shooting from the field, including a dismal 1-0 for 3-8 shooting from 3-point range. On the other hand, San Antonio shot 50.6% from the field and a red-hot 2-2 for 4-6 from beyond the arc. Wembanyama was a standout, scoring 34 points and pulling down 14 rebounds. I expect him to deliver another strong performance when the Spurs visit Sacramento. San Antonio's defense has been solid thus far, and their well-rounded play could prove to be a major advantage in this contest. The Spurs come into this matchup in better overall form, having been playing excellent basketball before their disappointing loss to the Lakers in their last game. In contrast, the Kings have been struggling in recent weeks, and I believe that trend will continue here. The Kings are currently receiving more respect than they have earned, based on what many expect from them rather than their actual performance. Sacramento has underachieved throughout the season, with losses in 7 of their last 10 games and only 2 covers during that stretch. Just recently, they lost outright as 8-point favorites to the Trail Blazers. It's difficult to have confidence in the Kings at this moment, especially when laying points in their current form. On the other hand, the Spurs have been quietly stringing together solid wins, including their convincing 20-point victory over the Kings a few weeks ago. As a result, the San Antonio Spurs to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. As previously mentioned, the Kings have only surpassed the 110-point mark once in their last 6 games. Key players like Keegan Murray and Kevin Huerter have struggled significantly this season, and DeMar DeRozan has missed the last 2 games and is questionable for this matchup against the Spurs. Sacramento ranks 17th in the league in pace, averaging 98.3 possessions per 48 minutes, with the Spurs right behind them at 98.1 possessions per 48 minutes. In terms of 3-point shooting, the Kings rank 19th in the league with a three-point rate of .401, while the Spurs are much more efficient in this category, ranking 7th with a .465 rate. However, San Antonio has only made 34.3% of their three-pointers over the past 5 games. The under has been a frequent result in recent games for both teams, with the under hitting in 4 of the Spurs' last 6 games and 5 of the Kings' previous 6 contests. In their first meeting this season, these two teams combined for 212 points, falling short of the 222.5-point total. Both teams are not particularly strong offensively, ranking in the bottom 2/3 of the league in scoring. Additionally, both teams rank in the lower half of the league in possessions per game, with the Spurs sitting at 29th and the Kings 13th. Sacramento's offense has been struggling lately, and as noted, they lack consistent scoring options beyond their key players. Throughout November, the Kings failed to reach 110 points in 7 games, and 3 of those games saw them score under 100 points. The Spurs have also managed to handle low-scoring affairs better, with 2 of their last 4 wins coming when they scored 110 points or fewer. San Antonio's offense also posted under 110 points in 7 games last month, with both teams struggling to consistently put up high scores, and with recent trends pointing to low-scoring outcomes, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Dallas Mavericks versus Portland Trail Blazers. The Dallas Mavericks will travel to Portland on Sunday night to face off against the Trail Blazers in what will be the second game of a back-to-back for Dallas. The Mavericks entered this matchup fresh off a Saturday night game in Utah, where they held an 11-8 record, keeping them firmly in contention for one of the top spots in the highly competitive Western Conference. Meanwhile, the Trail Blazers, who find themselves near the bottom of the Western standings, continue their rebuilding efforts by integrating young talent into their roster. The Mavericks remain undermanned as both Klay Thompson and Luka Doncic are expected to miss this game, leaving a significant gap in their lineup. On the other side, the Trail Blazers are monitoring the status of key players Jerami Grant and Scoot Henderson, both of whom are listed as questionable. Despite their injury challenges, the Mavericks are still favored by oddsmakers, given their overall superiority as a team. However, it's worth noting that Dallas will be fatigued from playing on consecutive nights. The Trail Blazers have been competitive against the spread, covering in 7 of their last 10 games. They also recently pulled off an impressive upset against the Sacramento Kings as 8-point underdogs. While the Mavericks have the potential to dominate, the Portland Trail Blazers to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. This game sets the stage for a high-scoring contest, fueled by both teams' defensive weaknesses and their up-tempo playing styles. Dallas struggles significantly with perimeter defense, often allowing opponents to shoot high percentages from beyond the arc. This vulnerability could create opportunities for Portland's emerging sharpshooters, such as Sheedon Sharp. At the same time, Portland's poor interior defense and lackluster rebounding leave them susceptible to attacks in the paint, where players like Kyrie Irving can thrive. Both teams rank in the upper half of the league in pace of play, which should result in a high number of possessions and scoring opportunities. Portland has exceeded the point total in its last 2 games, averaging an impressive 115 points per contest during that span. They could find additional offensive success on Sunday night, given the fatigue factor for the Mavericks playing their second game in as many days. Dallas, ranked 7th in the NBA in scoring this season, remains one of the league's most potent offensive units. Their ability to capitalize on Portland's defensive shortcomings, including their league worst turnover rate, will likely lead to easy scoring opportunities. For these reasons, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Denver Nuggets versus Los Angeles Clippers. The Los Angeles Clippers have dropped 2 of their last 3 games and are set to host the Denver Nuggets, a team that has managed to win 2 of their last 3 contests. This matchup carries added significance as both teams are vying for positioning in the Western Conference standings. The Denver Nuggets, currently holding the 5th spot in the Western Conference, have gone 6-4 over their last 10 games. Despite their recent solid form, they are eager to redeem themselves after suffering an early season loss to the Clippers. The Nuggets are 4 games behind the first-place team in the standings, adding pressure to maintain their upward trajectory. The Clippers had been riding a 5-game winning streak before stumbling in 2 of their last 3 outings. Sharing the same spot in the standings as Denver, the Clippers will look to repeat their success from earlier this season when they defeated the Nuggets on the road in a tightly contested 109-105 victory. The Nuggets remain shorthanded as Aaron Gordon is sidelined, while the Clippers will be without Kawhi Leonard, and Norman Powell is listed as questionable. The 2 teams last met over a month ago in a dramatic finish, where the Clippers edged out the Nuggets. In that game, Los Angeles held Denver to just 40.2% shooting from the field, with Powell Powell leading the charge by scoring 37 points. Denver's Nikola Jokic was a dominant force, posting 41 points despite the loss, and he is poised to be a key factor once again. If Norman Powell remains unavailable, the Nuggets are positioned to exact revenge in this rematch. Los Angeles has struggled with turnovers, committing them on 14.9% of their possessions, a rate exceeded only by the Utah Jazz. While the Clippers are considered a stronger defensive team overall, Denver's ability to protect the ball and capitalize on having one of the league's most dominant players, Nikola Jokic, gives them an edge. Although the Clippers triumphed earlier this season, their recent struggles, losing 2 of their last 3 games, contrast with Denver's upward momentum. Los Angeles may also be without their leading scorer, who missed their last outing when they tied a season low with just 92 points. Meanwhile, Jokic continues to perform at an MVP level, making Denver a formidable opponent. The Nuggets enter this game as the more stable team, having avoided significant injury disruptions. While the Clippers are capable of pulling off a win at home, Denver's consistency and recent form tilt the odds in their favor. This game is expected to be competitive, but the Nuggets' steadiness and the brilliance of Jokic make them the likely winners. So the Denver Nuggets to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Neither team relies heavily on three-point shooting, with the Clippers ranking 25th in the league in three-point rate and the Nuggets even lower at 29th. Regarding pace, Denver averages 99.8 possessions per 48 minutes, ranking 10th in the NBA, while the Clippers lag behind at 97.6 possessions per 48 minutes, tied for 20th. The Clippers excel in defensive rebounding, leading the league with a 78.4% defensive rebound percentage. Their strategy will likely focus on slowing the game down to avoid a fast-paced battle against Denver and their star center, Jokic. Betting trends support a lower-scoring affair, as the under has hit in 6 of the Clippers' last 8 games overall and in all 6 of their most recent home games. Conversely, the over has prevailed in 11 of Denver's last 15 games, but their pace may slow against the Clippers' defensive schemes. In their last 2 games, the Clippers have gone under the projected total, a trend that aligns with 2 of the last 3 games for the Nuggets. Denver ranks 11th in the league in possessions per game, while Los Angeles is 25th, emphasizing their slower pace. With the Clippers not known for high-scoring games and potentially missing their top scorer, a low total seems likely. Expect a competitive but subdued offensive output, making under the projected total our full game total pick. Their last 2 games, the Clippers have gone under the projected total, a trend that aligns with 2 of the last 3 games for the Nuggets. Denver ranks 11th in the league in possessions per game, while Los Angeles is 25th, emphasizing their slower pace. With the Clippers not known for high-scoring games and potentially missing their top scorer, a low total seems likely. Expect a competitive but subdued offensive output, making under the projected total our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.